Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
EDG. And for WE, you've got yourself an opportunity now. Do you throw that Beishang? Yes, you do. You get Beishang onto the Viego and Lucian into that top side. So that top side looking explosive, Dagda.
I love that they're leaving this counter pick for
Lucian
Bree.
is, and how either side actually might have stopped myself. So we're going to see a flash forward. Elk going to get themselves to Gravitum down. They get the hook down, and that's going to be a dead old Mako. First blood going over to Team WE.
Great punish from WE.
They're not willing to let this one go just for free. JJ gonna walk in, gonna land the undertow onto Missing. Missing does not have his flash, so needs to be a little bit careful. There's the hook down, but Missing's just caught in no man's land, and he is dead. Now it's a 4v5 for the next 10 seconds. Don't want to give this one up for free, and they're peppering down these health bars. You can see L trying to go forward. Scout goes in. They land a chain of corruption on the Beishang, and that means there will be no smite fight on this one. But Breathe jumping on the backside kills off Mako, but you've gone too far, son. You cannot keep going that deep, and now with the unleashed power, not going to be able to finish off anybody else, and with the arrows flying down, WE
Have you seen if he can get onto Breathe? Knows he's not spotted because of that control ward, and you're in trouble, Breathe.
Oh, I think he is. Undertow does land. We're going to see now the dash going to be able to come out, but yep, Breed's going to use it to try and farm the wave. He knows he's dead. He knows there's no point in trying to fight it, so he's just trying to deny as much power onto that tower as he possibly can.
Themselves up with this nice early gold lead, so especially... Oh, hang on. We got TPs.
We got TPs coming in. It's going to be Beishang coming in off of that. Will land the flash stun as they go in on top of it. No Scout of the week just yet. TP going to be coming in from Scout, but JJ is already dead. This is going to be a 3v2 at best for EDG and Scout. Where are you going, buddy? He's already juked them out, but they put enough people around the place to say, we know exactly where you're going to be. And now 3 quick kills back in the hands of WE means they are back right in this game.
Oh, God, it's a disaster. From EDG,
Bit longer, and Flandre walking to the wrong side of the map basically knew he was always going to die. So now 3 kills back in favor of WE. They get themselves back on even Stevens, and we're gonna go for the dragon.
No, Elk's dead.
Oh,
I don't know what happened to Elk.
Oh, you're right. He did have a die. Let's have a look at the replay.
There we go. Okay, he just got caught underneath the tower? Question mark.
I guess it looks like they were going for a skirmish, and yeah, just took a little bit too much damage. They weren't even able to get the kill back. Going in your favor. We do see the Moonlight Vigil come down, brings Scout to about half HP. The Rift Herald gets dropped immediately in the top side, so that's going to be tier 1 knockdown there. While that's been happening, you can see Viper on your mini map in that bot side just pushing in the waves.
Getting people in the right state on the map to actually try and counter the push or even facilitate Viper on the shove and bot side.
Well, 3 for 1 in turret trade. I think that's a pretty good trade for Team WE.
Takes to make a play on that top side towards Shanks.
Well, Flandre needs to run away. Beishang is here. They're going to have the Gale Force as well, forcing Flandre's flash out. Flandre just being bullied in this matchup, about 20 CS down. But now Shanks, he's going to have a little bit of his own taste of medicine as he goes in, trying to get trade back onto this one. Nice scatter of the week, but the undertow is just too good there. JJ picking that one up, and it will be a trade of turrets, tier 1 for tier 2.
Yeah, EDG have just gone, we don't care about dragons. This is not our win condition this game. We're trying to get as much gold into our pockets as possible, try and play at the map, but the problem is they're consistently being answered for it. Now Scout, trying to see if they can go towards this this net inhibitor composition is trying to do.
Well, Scout knows the Shanks is roaming up here, and it's going to be a bit of a bad trade here for Shanks if he just get popped a little bit. There's the chains going down. Shanks, you flash, but there's nowhere for you to go, and oh, it feels so bad. The unleashed power was there just to try and keep him alive, and flash, boom, bring down the hammer, or the axe if you're Olaf. You can fight for this dragon again.
Oh, flash forward.
Flash forward. Beishang does get caught out. Scout gonna have to be a little bit careful, but Beishang so close to dead. Not quite got the distance there at his shock blast, but again, turret mid. You go back, you get the dragon. You're now on 2 dragon now piece for either side. EDG does feel like they're more comfortable.
Yeah, Terror with a side of dragon, a classic at the Rift restaurant right now. And EDG are just eating up everything that they can. And WE can do nothing, right? Like, what do you actually try and do? You cannot get control of your waves because we already said EDG just hard win the shove. Do you try and play side lanes? Well, one, Shanks has to be mid lane, and Scout blows up everyone else who tries to push in a side lane. And then even when you go towards team fights, the further range that you have from Flandre, from Viper is causing you too many issues. You don't have any sort of real hard engage unless you get some miracle Moonlight Vigil or a miracle hook coming through from Missing. So what do you try and do? And Shanks now, he's in trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble. There's 2 solo laners there off on the side. He's going to get his Banshees popped. Going to try and trade this one back onto Scout, but he goes back to the distortion. Flandre brings down the hammer, and that's a deal not as prominent. And now WE, they don't really know where to go. They don't really know what to do.
Yeah, and there's very little again that they can actually try to look for an engage. This deal would be a miracle if it happened with no jungler.
You look for it there, but Shanks has already been bursted out. You can see even more bursts going on to Breed. You have to give it up. EDG playing this map. So many ways of starting a fight.
Yeah, and even when you do land a hook, you don't want Braum or Olaf. You want neither of these guys. You want something juicy. You want the big fish in the back, but it's just never hitting. You've got the wrong base, and they're just not pulling up any winners.
No, it's all red herrings for the side of WE. As we can see now, Shanks just gets double distorted on and back down to about half HP. Base now cracked open here for EDG as they continue down. Elk loses his Immortal Shield Bow passive and has to get himself back into base. EDG with this Baron buff are oppressive. They are suffocating WE back into their base. 2 inhibitor turrets down. My God, that damage! Shanks cannot stay around here. There's just too much poke. There's just too much siege. And WE, they're running out of options. They gotta find something. They gotta find it now.
I mean, it's kind of looking done and dusted. WE now with backs against the wall, and EDG, they're not even beside them. They're so far back, they're hitting them from so far away.
Well, Nexus turrets now go in. The Chain of Corruption goes down. Missing uses the Mikhail's Blessing on himself to get himself back out of this Breed, trying to clear these minions, but there's still got a bit of time on the Baron buff. Great Unbreakable here from Mako. That skill has just been so key at keeping them alive. Beishong almost not joining that club, almost going into the Grey Stream as it's missing, but Elf flies forward and gets himself 1 kill. That's the Varus dead. They're going to be able to get the stations, but no! It's Scout bringing him down. Now it's a 3v3 as Beishong gets himself back onto the map. EDG got to be so careful. Flash away from Mako. You can see Breed of the bush. They're not exactly sure where he is. Dragon has been started. This will only be soul point for either of these teams. It would not be soul itself. There we go. We can see now pushing in. There's the third Drake. Flandre now finds himself on the backside. Flash forward, flash away. Great Scout of the week, but Scout is just too damn big. This LeBlanc is too damn fed, and there's just nothing you can do. WE get the Dragon, but like you said, they're based in tatters. Without Breathe, without Beishong, can they defend?
It's 3v5. They struggled in the 5v5, and now you're asking an even more monumentous task from them. EDG are looking to close out the game.
They're looking to close this one out, get themselves 1-0 up in this best of 5. Missing his health bar. He will dodge out a little bit as Flandre takes a Scout of the week and Unleash Power to the face. But it's too little too late. There's nothing you can do. There's too much damage. There's too much to deal with. Viper picks up Shanks. Nexus turret number 2 falls. EDG take up game 1. They're going to pad their health bars and their KDAs just a little bit more. And they're going to be able to get themselves the advantage in this best of 5.
And EDG
in top again, so he has the choice of everything. He's gonna go for that Wukong, that soft counter into those mid to late game skirmishes, and a good engage tool to follow up with something like an Olaf and an Ash Arrow.
Yeah, I mean,
look at the bot side, and my, Dagda, this is so aggressive from both these sides. Red buffs were stolen, and now we can see the junglers going at each other. Flash forward from Scout, he gets the Scout of the week down. He's able to get the kill, and EDG get themselves first blood. It was chaotic, but in
this up as they start to go forward. Mako will need to make some sort of miracle play if they hope to keep this. As they look for the dive damage initially on towards Mako, he gets a good flash forward, gets the headbutt, and that's going to be missing going down. Viper flashes away as Beishong. He's now stuck under the turret, but it's Elk tanking it up, so Beishong will be able to stay there. They're eyeing up the repeat dive, but Mako goes for the headbutt, not able to get the pulverize as Elk playing just in the edge of tower range. This could set up Beishong so well. Mako gets the heal, gets the hammer down from Beishong though. That's going to be the kill as the TP from Viper now to finish off the low health Olaf. He's running, he's gone, and Viper just with the snipe before the cow is able to get the kill. Nicely done. Well, I think the big thing here is that like the strong side of the map for WE is... Oh, hang on.
Oh, we're gonna go in. There's just too much damage. The Dragons kick into the here. Breed is in total control of knowing exactly what is going on. He will take an accelerated shock blast to the face, and now they know there's 3 people top. Viper, you're all on your lonesome, buddy. You got nowhere to go. He will not get his ultimate off in the end. Missing goes golden. Not quite sure about that one, buddy. Is they're gonna try and maybe trade this one back. Scout though has to flash away. He's got himself
bottom lane, and JJ's in trouble.
He's in so much trouble, but he knows the tower is still the more important objective. WE will take the first tower. They'll take away that last. Watching, if you're playing League of Legends, buy wards and use your wards. God damn it, I'm sick of seeing negative scores on the ward scores. But we're going to see topside as EDG now lose Flandre as the rest of WE are just making plays around the map.
I mean, easy.
They love team fights. They love just running around the map. EDG love controlling the pace. They love having control over the map. That's not what they have right now. They're going to lose top tier 1. Yes, I don't even know if they're going to lose the Dragon at this stage, but the Rift Tower is going to be dropped down as well, so they're going to lose tier 2 as well in this particular sense. And this is just WE constantly pushing forward. It's now a 4,000 gold lead. They're still pushing in forward, and there's nothing EDG can do to respond to it as, ooh, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow almost lands. Tier 2 does go down. Flandre backs himself away, does lose his flash almost immediately off of spawn. And the rest of WE are here just to try and get away, as we see now. Missing might be in a little bit of trouble. Deal with that. Yeah.
It's like you're playing an RPG game and you've run into the old shaman who's in a hut.
Yeah, we will see Viper feeling confident as we go for Breed. He's behind everybody. TP going to be coming in, but the tower should fall before he can do it. That's huge. This is a 4v5. The Accelerate Shockbot keeps Elk and Missing away. You can see the flash away from Bayshon. There's the kick right onto everybody. Normally, that's a terrible thing to do, but EDG make it work. They find a pick. They get the hit, and Mako, with his ward, enough to just dissuade everybody from the side of WE from going for it. Shanks, though, seeing if he can maybe take down Viper. He's going to get jumped in straight away. The headbutt Pulverize is good. Shanks goes golden, only to be shot down. Bird is dead by Flandre, and now EDG out of nowhere. WE had full control. EDG have that for at minimum another 8 minutes and a half. So you've got yourself opportunities. And here we go. There's the Ash Arrow, not going to land just yet. The Glacial Fish are going to be used instead to try and continue this fight. They know they have a numbers advantage. They're trying to see if they can take down the Cal, turn him into mince beef, and they will. Shut down there onto Mako, but with the damage on the Missing coming in, it's enough to try and re-engage this fight. But a great shuffle from Shanks, but he puts himself in harm's way. You can see they're still trying to kill off JJ. This Lee Sin is so tanky. The Cyclone will eventually take him down, but Elk separated from his team, separated from the safety of the rest of his teammates, will have to keep
get himself in the right position as Dragon is taken by Flandre. Has TP to get here.
Yeah, Missing into the pit now after using the Unbreakable. They know where Breathe is. They know exactly that he's coming around here. This is Bayshon taking very low. Actually pops Hysterics already. So that Dragon Baron down to 2,000. You're going to have the Glacial Fisher used. This is going to be a 50-50. They're going to flip it. It's going to be all down onto this Baron. There's the Scatter of the Week. No, it's not going to be stolen. JJ not able to get in on the queue. You trade a Dragon for a Baron for Serpent's Fangs. It's great to see exactly where they want to go for as well. But no, nothing else is going to be happening here. You've got the Archangel Staff finished up here for Scout. You now have that Frozen Heart for the Ezreal. So Viper is going to be very tanky and dishing out a lot of poke damage in these skirmishes as we see the tier 2 going down. But on the other side, 3 items now for Elk alongside that stopwatch. He's got his Bork, his Gwynzus, and his Immortal Shield Bow. We have got Breathe almost getting up towards the Titanic Hydra as well. And this is where the game starts to get a little bit funky and it starts to be less about the items and the gold. He's just roaming around so far, trying to find himself behind enemy lines. Dragon has been started by Elk and it will be finished by Shankson himself. Two-Shot Barrage has been used and blocked up by the Unbreakable by Missing. Now Scout, with a blue buff in hand, will throw it straight to the enemy team and say, hey, I'm in behind you. And now the both teams are on the opposite sides of the map. They try and go for this. It's very clumped up together for the moment. Breathe can't quite get himself on top of anyone. There he goes. He flashes forward. He gets himself on top with the Cyclone. Goes into GA stasis, but it looks like it's EDG perfectly kiting this one out. The damage from WE is just not quite able to get there. Shanks now needs to back himself away, get himself over this wall. Elk will probably have to use his flash as well. And they're being pushed into a corner here, Dagda. There's nothing they can do, but they're on the wrong sides of the map now, WE. They actually have a wave in bot lane if they wanted to go for it, but JJ's so low. They're just being tantalizingly teased right now by EDG. We're just keeping a perfect distance away. Through-shot barrage gets blocked by the Unbreakable again, as we can see Viper going forward. There's Flandre jumping in with JJ going down. It's a 2-for-1. There's a shuffle though. It's huge. Can he get the damage? No! It's enough of a burst here from EDG, and that shuffle means nothing. And now they can push up mid with the ace and maybe even end the game.
And now EDG taking over. As he said, 40-second death timers. This could be it. The TPs coming into the wave. EDG want to end this right now. One team fight could have cost it all for WE.
We'll see if they can do it. It's a big old hefty minion wave as we do have Breathe here. His Cyclone is just up and available. Inhibitor turret down. Inhibitor has fallen. EDG not looking like they want to be stopping anytime soon. There's a great headbutt though right on top of Breathe to stop this Cyclone. He's going for the minions though right now. The Nexus is laid bare. You don't have the damage. You don't have the way of stopping this. And EDG 2-0 up in this series.
One fight.
Split long was almost seen as a one trick for quite a while in the early stages of the split, but ended up branching out a little bit more. So for WE, honestly, looking at this draft from them, strong top side, full of accelerated shock blast. And now JJ, now that he knows exactly where the mid laner is and the top laner obviously in top, he can go
push in onto the tower because you're worried about where Beishang is. Just roam mid like this.
Yeah, roam mid like this and get yourself in. They're going to see some happy feet, but not happy enough. That's first blood again to JJ. Great kickback on the Beishang, who did not have the Ragnarok, and Flandre accepts the...
Now playing safe in the top lane because he knows Shanks can make this move, but may not be safe enough.
May not be safe enough. Gold card does land. They're going to try and jump down on top of him. They're going to use the Hextech ultimatum as well. So 2 ultimates have been used as a Ragnarok to keep Scout from getting on top.
You need to use that man advantage that they had.
Yeah, I think they're just a little bit afraid of losing too much on that bot side or even on the mid lane because they just had to get back and clean up those waves and
getting the rift heralds for themselves so EDG or WE can't find these plays. And now we're looking at a potential collapse on the top side.
It is a potential collapse as we do see the stolen Destiny Gate. The Everfrost does land. They've got enough burst damage. There's a Hextech ultimatum going to force the flash out of Scout though. And that's a nice pick off here for EDG. Using your own side, you're going to be able to Scout and Flandre. So the Jace with those triple auto attack steroids going to be able to do it. They're going to donate all the local gold they can to Scout. That's going to be enough of a movement here for EDG.
Turret, right? Flandre now moves in. He pushes in this bot side. He gets a bit of pressure. You've already got this extended lane the top side. And EDG can look and not able to find the fights that they would have been able to win if they played towards their compositional strengths. Now in game 2, they're getting caught out.
They're getting caught out, missing. Going to use the Glacial Fissure to try and get them out, but they're not going to have enough, even with the heal. That was just too clean, Dagda. Strength and WE just can't find an answer.
And in 15 seconds, you got Dragon. How do you try and contest this as WE? You got a single item kind of across the board, but EDG's top half of the map are just so much stronger. Viper even has the Gale Force right now as well, so he's going to be relatively safe if you try and make a pick on him, and you don't control the map.
Oh, Scout going to be able to try and steal away a Glacial Fissure to try and maybe get something going for him. We'll get the second charge, but not the tower, as the Dragon is going down. That is going to put EDG onto Soul Point, and this is the EDG we know and love. This is the EDG that, yes, they are just doing this low kills. It's not very exciting, but my God, does it feel fast-paced with how they go from strength to lane, and just picking up every single thing. EDG, you just haven't got anything left, but JJ needs to be very careful. That's a very powerful Ezreal, down to half HP, and it's things like that that WE need to find. About 4 more though. Scout goes in, Scout goes golden. They're going to see the Moonlight Vision down onto only 2 people. We're going to go towards this top side. It's going to be Breen cancelled on the TP. He has his hook shot to get himself away, but why are we looking at this? We should be looking at the fight, as the rest of EDG have found themselves a 4v4 now into a... There we go, he's going off the side. Flandre has to flash away. The Everfrost is good, and Mako has to flash away as well. Keep himself safe. Flandre very, very low. Not quite going down, but missing. Picks him up, and now it's a native 4v4. Actually a 5v4, as Beishang has come back into the fray. EDG thought they had it all. EDG thought they had all the answers, but they weren't prepared for the WE pop quiz. And now WE sense blood in the water. WE sense that there is a moment for them to come back into this series. They're corralling. They're pushing them back. They're saying you will not leave without every single one of you falling to the ground. The Hextech ultimatum down. There's Scout dead. The Aphelios gone. JJ, the last one standing, and WE are not out of this series yet, Dagda.
This is exactly
control of the map again. They give themselves another timer for that soul, and there is life in W with that Glacial Shroud. So this is good. Look at the top side. Breeze still pushing.
Yeah, exactly. They had Breathe kind of teeter over for a second, but he doesn't have to join. So getting damage on this top lane turret. Now you should be able to crack up mid with 2 members of EDG here.
This is good from WE. It's exactly what they needed. They'll equal out the gold. They'll get themselves a couple more turrets. They'll keep themselves moving. Again, still very, very close. And you still have a Dragon Soul available in 2 minutes for EDG. This is where EDG need to try and just collect themselves and bring them back. WE, yes, they got a little bit of a momentum, but for EDG, this is a test. Can you survive it? Can you just stop yourself from losing everything off of one team fight?
There's so much gold that's going into WE's hands, though, especially into that Camille. She's the big carry here, and
Scout, he gets caught out. He goes golden, so now he's in the stasis. Can he survive, though, as Scout? He's so close to dead, but he will not fall just yet. But look at the damage. Elk free-firing now, and that's Mako, who has to sacrifice himself for the sins of his mid laner, and WE are still pushing. They have 30 seconds left on this Baron. I don't know if they can go for the end, but they're definitely going to crack open the base.
I mean, being able to crack open the base is insane. That
Arms lane putting in those mystic shots. We go forward. Scout tries to find somebody. Can't find Elk. Has to use his Hextech ultimatum now on an unopportune target. And Elk is free firing. They're going to try and get onto Viper. Viper forced to use his cleanse and get himself out of this fight. Hextech ultimatum into the GA. That's Breathe. Going to be respawning very, very soon. This Dragon down to about 3,000 HP. Is it a bystander? But there's Flandre right on the Shanks. Dragon taken away, so no soul. But there's another kill back on top of this. Look at Elk. Look at him. He's over the side of the wall. He's just trying to do this one. Goes in with Breathe, but not quite able to find it. EDG have enough damage. They have to be careful, though. Scout's so low. This is all on Elk. He goes forward. One more Q, one more auto attack. Not quite able to find it. JJ goes forward to defend his mid laner. And now we reset Viper versus Elk. And Viper's got his fangs out. They will get the ace. They won't get the dragon. And they will keep surviving in this series.
We saw this in game.
Barrage to get a little bit of vision down. EDG now moving themselves back towards the Baron, now back towards that mid lane. They go in, they're going to try and jump down onto Missing. They have a stolen Glacial Fissure, which is going to be used. Missing is the target. Missing is very squishy without his big old door. And now, with the Moonlight Vigil coming down, these health bars are very, very low. Elk trying to keep them all away, but he's low on mana. And now EDG, they can feel it, they can go for it. They're going to try and push in. JJ goes in, but has to jump straight back out. They will find Beishong, and the rest of WE will fall. EDG find the fight. Breathe nowhere to be found, and that's 4 for nothing. And EDG, honestly, right now could take
to get onto WE and set up EDG for this success.
Well, Breed's going to take whatever he can and gets that bot lane turret down and out. We're also going to see the mid lane going to be taken by the minions. Dragon started, Baron down, and that's just going to be absolutely all objectives here locked and loaded for the side of EDG. That being said, though, they might get some exit kills. They do know that Mako and Flandre are away from their team. They have nowhere to go, and this is going to be a Hextech ultimatum committed. It's supports versus top laners in a weird 2v2. I never thought I would see. Flandre's got the damage. Mako's got some support as they try and go in on top of him. There's the True Shot Barrage, though, to pepper down the health bars, and that's going to be one Baron buff not available to EDG. Flandre has no flash. He does have teleport available, but what are you going to do about it, my friend? There's nowhere for you to go. He's just going to die. They're going to bully him, but you got Baroned up super minion, or Baroned up minions at least here. WE making the conscious decision to say, look, you can have the Elder, you can have the team fight buff, but we feel like we can do a little bit more with this Baron. So it's a trade of objectives. The big purple worm for the big silver Drake as we now go towards this bot side. EG might just look for a brace race.
Yeah, and I think this favors WE, to be honest. You've got Camille, you've got the Lichbane complete, well, should be completed soon for Shanks, but they're actually fully reset and use the Baron Enhanced Recall, but this is what EDG wants. They want to fight you 5v5.
I know what they want to go for. It's just I feel like they wouldn't have had time. They weren't set up to get everyone on that top side to make the base race work. Base has been cracked. Inhibitor down. Missing. Now kicked back into the team and deleted from the side of Summoner's Rift. WE, you tried so hard. You tried so hard to get yourselves back into this game. But it's going to take an awful lot more than just one Baron buff. They've got decent damage from Elk coming back on top of this as the EDG back themselves up. They get the one pick and then they may look try and re-engage with the minions.
You've got so long. You've got a minute and a half that you still have to defend against this. Baron creeps are helping because they're keeping the other minions at bay, keeping these minions from hitting the turret. Maybe WE can hold on as Missing spawns in 20 seconds.
He spawns in 20 seconds, but you can see the poke damage just doing so much from the side of this Jace. 3 games in a row, Flandre was able to get this pick, and it's just been absolutely insane with his damage before the fights could even start. Now, minions have been dealt with. You are now looking at a 4v5. The Braum should be respawning very soon as they look to try and go for this fight. Scout fishing with a hook, not going to land anything just yet. There's the Everfrost down as they get a lot of damage on the base shot. They're looking for this fight. JJ has to get himself back down. He cannot go for this fight just yet. We're going to see Missing jumping in front of Elk. He knows that if Elk falls, this game is all but done. They don't have the resets just yet. As we go forward with it, there's a good Shrelda's Grudge proc onto 4 members of EDG, and now they're kind of running away. Now they don't want this fight. They have the Elder, but they don't have the health bars. As we can see Shanks Breed going forward to try to find this fight. As they look for it, the Glacial Fissure is there. The Breed has gone into GA. They're going so far forward. They're trying to get on top of JJ. But look at Flandre. Look at Viper. They're just putting down the damage. There's nothing to do. It's Elk versus the world. But there's an Elder buff on this team. I don't think he can do it. It's 3v2. Elk tried his very best, but no, he cannot. He will not. And EDG will will take the fight. Triple kill for Flandre, 3-0. EDG will mark their ticket to Worlds and have a date with FBX in the LPL Summer 2021 Finals.
EDG, with the last few seconds of their Elder Dragon, will find the fight against